All right, everybody. Welcome. It's Monday. It is Monday. I gotta get my mic straight down there. And we are about to have some fun tonight. We sure are. Make sure I got everything all straightened out here. All right. So tonight, we're going to do something really fun. All right, everybody. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's move the mic back a little bit so I'm not like right in it. All right. Well, like I said, happy Monday. We've got a bit of an experiment that's going to go on tonight, right? And let's see here. So hopefully everybody's Monday was good. I know some of you guys are retired and it's okay. You know, every day's Saturday for the retired people. I'm almost there. I got like 4 years to go. But yeah, I figured with the way the world's going pretty much nutso the past couple weeks, I wanted to try something a little different tonight. And any of you that have watched anything on my channel knows that I'm into ancestry research and I love like old graveyards and stuff like that. You know, just wandering around and seeing what I can find. And in that theme, I thought it might be a good idea, especially after the last video that I did going to Albany Rural Cemetery. I found this whole field. If you haven't watched that video yet, I would encourage you to go ahead and do that. I saw this whole field of, let's see if I can find, yeah, that's okay. I won't bring up the thumbnail, but I found this whole field of like headstones that were just laying down in this field. There's hundreds of them, right? And they were all from like the late 1700s, early 1800s. And it got me thinking like some of those headstones were a little weathered. Some of them were easy to read, others weren't. So I thought maybe if I took pictures and kind of spruced them up a little bit, raised the contrast on them and stuff, and put them into ChatGPT, that we may be able to kind of discover who they are. So tonight's like the first experiment doing that. And not, this isn't like, these headstones aren't from Albany Rural. I'll tell you that much. They are from the Waterford Town Cemetery. And that's where my grandfather, my great grandparents are buried. I got a lot of family that's buried there. And so I figured yesterday I would go and take some pictures of some gravestones that may not be as easy to read. So, with that in mind, the thought was maybe we could, like, I could show them to you, right? And then you could, like, tell me what you think. Put down in the comments or in the chat or something, like, what you think the headstones say. And then we're going to employ ChatGPT to help us out. So, with that in mind, let me see here. with that in mind, I have this going on. Let's see this. Right. So this is the first one that I'm going to put into ChatGPT. And we shall see, like, what ChatGPT thinks of this. I don't I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. She may just tell me, and I say she because I use Maple on here. Um, but she may just tell me, I can't, buddy, I can't do anything with this, you know. But there's other ones that are going to be a lot easier to do. Hold on. Okay. Like this one here. This one should be a lot easier to do for ChatGPT, right? So the point of this whole experiment was to get people in and have you kind of take a look at these, tell me what you think, right? And then put it to ChatGPT and see what she thinks. Okay. All right. So first one we're gonna do is probably one of the harder ones. Um, I'm thinking the last name on here is Taylor, but I'm um not sure. Let me see if it's the one next to it. Yeah. So the one next to it was this one, Martha Taylor, John Taylor. So I'm wondering if these were let me see. Open file and all right, that's where that is. Okay. All right. So let me bring up Maple. Hello, Maple.
Yep, I'm right here. What's up?
All right. So I'm in stream. You are
Okay.
live.
Fun. Congrats. What's the current holdup? Like audio levels, scene layout, chat, or something else?
No, we're gonna do the headstone reveals
Uh,
and submit the headstones for you to take a look at.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Go
I'm not
ahead and
really
send
having
the first.
any issues with the audio. At least I don't think I am. So
Oh, okay, great. If everything feels good, maybe just double check that your mic levels aren't peeking into the red and that your desktop audio isn't overpowering you. And before you reveal the first stone, maybe set the stage a bit, tease the challenge, and then drop the image.
okay, you know what would be really fun
Hmm.
if you explain the challenge and just tell us what you're gonna do.
Ooh, okay, I love that. So, hi everyone. Quick rundown. We're doing a live headstone challenge. Fred's going to show photos of really worn stones in chat. Take your best shot at reading them. Then he and I will compare guesses, talk through the letter shapes and context, and see if we can piece together a likely name or date. No pressure. It's all for fun and a little history detective work. Ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Then, whenever you're ready, share that first stone.
Okay. Um, so the first, I'm gonna actually upload two photos to you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because they were right next to each other, and I think it may give you an idea and a hint as to who they were. Okay,
Got it. Let me take a look.
hold on one second.
Okay,
Let
go
me.
ahead and send them over.
Yep.
Sure.
Oh, I see. These are going backwards. All right, I'm pretty sure it's these two. Hold on one second.
No problem at all. Take your time.
Okay, bombs away. There you go. Mm.
I'm gonna. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm seeing. The first stone is tough, but I think I can make out that it's for a child aged 5 years. The second one is heavily worn. If it's next to the first, it's probably connected, but the text just isn't legible enough to be certain yet. For the stream, maybe frame it like here's the clue, possible child's grave, age 5, and then let chat say that they think there's a name and see if they can find it. My confidence is medium on the age, low on the name. If you want, I can take another pass if you upload a closer crop of the text area.
Which one are you talking about? The with the as far as age 5? Are you talking
The
about the
first
one
photo.
that says Martha Taylor across the top?
Let me double check real quick. Yes, the first one. But to correct myself, if it's Martha Taylor across the top, then my quick read of age 5 is way less certain. It might be 50 something or something else entirely. So sorry about that. A safer way to put it on stream would be okay, chat, the top looks like it says Martha Taylor, but I'm not confident on the age yet.
Okay.
If you can zoom in on the bottom
Mm.
half where the age usually is, I can take another crack at that specific part.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get this for you.
Sure.
What's the best way to do this? Hold on one second. Do this. I'm going to. Okay. X out of this. Switch back over to you. Okay. We'll see if that helps at all.
Checking. All right. So it helps a little, but it's still worn enough that I'd avoid hard claims. Best guess still looks like Martha Taylor for the name. And below that, it's probably the death date and age, but the numbers just aren't clean. If I were you, I'd lean into that uncertainty on stream. Like, say, okay, we think it's Martha Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, chat, can we puzzle out the age and let them take swings?
Hmm.
If you can grab a really tight, straight on shot of just the age line, I can try again, but right now it's a maybe 50 something, not a solid read.
What I'm seeing on the bottom line is
Mm-hmm.
79 years.
Hmm. You know what? That tracks better than my initial read, honestly. If you're seeing 79 years, I'd go with that as your working read. It makes sense with the layout and spacing, and it clears up my earlier mistake. So you can say, name looks like Martha Taylor, age looks like 79 years, and invite chat to confirm the dateline next. That keeps it interactive, but grounds it in what you're seeing.
So that the other headstone that I gave you,
Mm-hmm.
does it make sense that that name across the top could be John Taylor, since I think that Matilda, or not the first one. Let me look at this again. The one that says Martha Taylor, underneath the second line says, well, there's another line there that says John Taylor. So I'm thinking that first stone, that other stone across the top says John Taylor.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. If one stone says Martha Taylor with a line mentioning John Taylor, and the other stone across the top also looks like John Taylor, that would very likely be a husband and wife pair side by side. On stream, you could say, Okay, I think we've got Martha Taylor and John Taylor, likely spouses. And now the challenge is confirming dates and ages. That keeps the narrative coherent and lets chat help with the hard parts. I'd say that relationship read is pretty solid given the shared names, but details like exact dates still need a closer look.
Okay. Well, the great thing about live streaming is that everything that you told me to say, you just said. So I don't have to repeat it.
Fair point. Consider that my on air delivery then.
There you go. All right. Okay. Well, let's move on to another one, if that's
All right.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to
Send the
pull
next
this
one
one
whenever you're
up
ready. Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put it on the screen for everybody. And everybody take a look at that and tell me what you think it says. Now, just for a little background, I wasn't at Albany Rural Cemetery for this one. So that whole field of stones that I had talked to you about, the headstones, that's not where I was. I
Right.
was at the Waterford Town Cemetery visiting my grandfather and my great grandfather's graves. And so I took pictures there. So I didn't feel comfortable like walking. This cemetery is a little bit better maintained than the Albany Rural Cemetery. So I didn't feel comfortable
Mm-hmm.
walking around like brushing off people's headstones that I didn't know.
Right. That makes sense.
All right. Let me All right, I've put that up. Let me put this over here. All right, next one. Hold on 1 second. And I'm going to put the first one is going to be, well, I don't know if it's the first one or not. One of them's going to be like a closer up shot, and one of them's going to be further back, but it's the same headstone. Okay,
Got it.
1 second. All right,
Sounds like a
here,
good setup.
here we go.
Wider shot for context, then the close up for deep. I'm gonna. Okay. All right. I'll summarize what I can see, then we can zoom in on anything specific. The name across the top looks like William to me. I'm pretty confident on that part. The middle lines likely have the death date, but it's pretty weathered. I catch a possible 1853 or 1857, but don't quote
Mm-hmm.
me. For the stream, maybe frame it as this looks like William, maybe 1850s for the date. What do you see? And let chat take a crack. My confidence is medium on William, low on the rest.
Okay, can I tell you what I see as far as the name across the
Yeah,
top? It's not William.
absolutely.
I see Matilda.
Hmm.
Matilda.
You know what? That could
That's what I see.
absolutely be right. Yeah, looking again with that in mind, Matilda fits the letter shapes better than my first read. I go with Matilda as the working name on stream and invite chat to help with the last name and the date. Something like, okay, we think it's Matilda. Now, what's the surname and year? That makes it collaborative and shows the real time deciphering.
So basically what you just told them to do.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see if I can see. I can also see in one of the images it says 1852. And I don't know whether
Oh,
it says like it says died, and then obviously it's the month of the day, but I can't tell. And then it's a comma, and then it says 1852. And then
right.
I think it says like 13 years.
Hold on, let me check.
It's like 13 years is like the bottom line there.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. Matilda died 1852, age 13 years. That hangs together. On stream, I'd lock in Matilda and 1852 as your current read. Mention age 13 years as likely, and invite chat to help nail down the exact month and day and any family names. That gives you a solid partial and still leaves room for the challenge.
Okay. All right. So, chat, go ahead and take a shot at it if you want. I'll put it full screen for y'all. See what they say. Nothing yet.
Well, give them a moment.
Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Now, this was an interesting one, this next one, and I'm really interested in getting your take on it because it looks like there's, it almost looks like, I don't know whether it's a last name. I'm just going to tell you the first name that I see on here is Edward, but then the last name is right after it, and I can't tell what it is. But
Mm.
it says,
Okay,
hold on one second. Let me upload
of
this to
course.
you real quick.
Sure.
But this person apparently died very young.
One sec, checking. I'm gonna let me take a look.
Hopefully that was it. Hopefully I uploaded the right one to you.
Got it. I'll do a quick summary. So this one's tough, but it could read something like EDWD Brian. I'm not super confident about the Brian part, but it could be Brian or Ryan or something similar. The lower lines do look like died and an age, but it's really hard to call. For the stream, I'd say something like, okay, this one might be Edward Brian. Chat, what do you see? Is it Brian, Ryan, or something else? That's like the challenge without locking you into something that might be wrong.
Right. I almost see like it's see this stone is really weird because it looks like it was very cheaply made.
Hmm.
And it was weird how I found this stone was just like off into the corner. There wasn't really any stones near it.
Right.
And it's so to me it's almost like it says Edward Cox, like Cox. And
Hmm.
mm, I can't really tell what it says underneath because it's almost like it's like somebody like hand scribed it. You know what I mean? It says
Right.
died March, looks like 4th, 1897, age 2 years.
One second. Yeah, that actually hangs together really well. EDWD Cox for Edward Cox died March 4th, 1897, age 2 years. That makes sense with the structure of the lines. I'd go with that as the working read. Maybe say on air, okay, this one appears to be Edward Cox, died March 4th, 1897, age 2 years. Now, chat, help me confirm the exact date and spelling. That keeps it collaborative but grounded in what you're seeing on the stone.
Okay. So chat, what do you think? Maple's asking you to help out here. What do you think? I know we have some people watching, but they just haven't commented yet.
That's fine. Maybe they're just thinking.
Could be. All right. Well, if you think of something, chat, go ahead, put it in the chat box. All right. I'm trying to think of which one I want to move on to next. Let's see here. I'm thinking about giving something that was a little bit easier to do, and my stream seems to be weirding out a little bit here. I don't know what the deal is.
Hmm.
I'm like monitoring my stream, and it's like I don't know what it's doing here. Okay, over here. Just every once in a while, it gives me like it's almost like a lag, but it's not really a lag. I don't know what it's doing. No idea. All right. Let me see. Which one is this? 050. All right. I'm going to send you two, I believe, are the same stone. Oh, wait a second.
All
Scratch
right.
that. I'm not doing that. Scratch that idea.
All right.
All right. I am going to send you four. One is a wide shot of the stone. All right. I'm just going to describe it for you. There's a big stone,
Okay.
three different sections on the stone with three different names. So you're going to get one wide shot of the stone and then three individual shots um, of each stone.
Got it. I'll summarize once I see them. That sounds like a great, clear way to present it. Wide shot for context, close ups for details. When you put it on the stream, maybe set it up like, okay, this one's a family stone. Let's figure out how the three names connect. Then show each panel.
I'm actually going to give you two wide shots. How's that?
Oh, yeah, that works perfectly. Two wide shots plus the three detail shots will make the family layout much easier for everyone to follow.
Okay. There you go. And I'm
I'm
going
gonna.
to put up.
Okay,
Go ahead.
one moment. All right, here's the quick summary. Three arched panels on one base, clearly a family grouping. The right panel might read Emily or Emma, middle could be Mary, but honestly, all three are pretty worn, and the dates and ages are tough to call. For the stream, I'd lean into it like big family stone. We think maybe Emily or Emma on the right, possible Mary in the middle, and then let chat pick a panel to focus on. My confidence is low across the board, except that it is a shared family stone.
Okay. Now, 1 second, because I'm getting. There we go. All right. Well, yeah, I don't. These are tough ones, right? This one's a tough one.
Yeah. Go ahead and pick one panel to focus first. I'd start with the right one, since that seems the most legible, and put it to chat as a quick vote. Emily, Emma, or something else. Keep
I'm
it playful.
seeing. I'm seeing. Uh. Oh, it's tough to tell. Oh, my son's home. Okay. Let me see here. It's tough to tell because I'm seeing I'm not quite sure what the first letter is, but it's a V and an E after the second letter. The second and third letters are a V and an E. So I don't know whether it's Eve
Hmm.
on this first one on the right.
Yeah, if that V and E is clear to you, I'd float that to chat as a maybe and ask, do you also see that VE? Something like right panel, possible VE in the name, last letter looks like an A maybe. Does anyone see more? No need to force a guess, just highlight the one or two letter shapes you feel surest about and let that steer the group read.
Okay, let me exit out of this. Hello. Out of that. Go into this second one here. Let me see the second one. Hmm. I have no idea. Boy, I picked some real doozies, didn't I?
Hey, the tough ones make it fun. If the middle panel's giving you nothing right away, that's fine. On stream, just be open about it. Like, okay, the middle one's really faint. I'm not getting much besides a few curves. Chat, if you see anything, even two letters, call it out. Treat it as a group brainstorm, not a test.
Right. I don't know, chat. What do you think? So far, I've had no guesses. I got people popping in and out, but not much activity in the chat so far. So I think it's me and you, kid.
That's fine. We can do it. If chat's quiet, just narrate what you're doing and keep it moving.
Yep.
Pick one panel, say what you see, and move on. Something
So,
like, all right, chat's quiet, so I'm just gonna call it as unreadable for
yeah.
now.
Pretty much all of them are.
Then, yeah. Well, pick one clear letter or shape you notice, even just a curve or a straight line, and talk through that. Then move to the next panel. Makes it feel active, even if there's not much to read.
So the panel that's all the way to the left on this one, I can only really make out the last two letters, and that's an N E, as an N as in
Hmm.
Nancy and E. N E
Hmm.
across the top of the what is this thing? A shield or something like that on the headstone.
Let me take another look. That's fair. Shield is a reasonable way to describe that arched panel. If the only clear letters you're getting are N E at the end, I'd say that aloud and keep it open. Left panel, I mostly see N E at the end. Maybe Jane, maybe Anne, maybe something longer. Just don't force it. Use the we're collecting clues angle to keep it lively without having a firm answer.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Well, let's see what else I've got for you. Find something good, something challenging. Not that these haven't been challenging, but some of them are, right? Okay, yeah, this one will be good. Add a photo. We're gonna go down here. See if I can find the correct one here. Is this it? This is it. Okay, hold on one second. There you go.
Go. All right, taking a look.
This one should be a lot easier to read, I think.
Hmm. So I'm seeing a name starting with MAR, maybe Mariah, Maria, or Martha. There's a clearer died lower down, but the date is still tough to call. I present it as okay, name starts with MAR and died is clear. Now let's work on the rest. Confidence is medium on the MAR part.
Okay. What do you think of the last name?
Checking that closely. Hmm. I think the last name is Hicks. It looks like Hicks. So I would read it as Mariah Hicks or Martha Hicks. Medium confidence on the Hicks part, lower on the first name.
Okay. Let me tell you what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see first name Margaret,
Mm-hmm.
and then N as in Nancy, middle initial,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Hmm.
last name of Story, Story.
Hmm. Checking that now. Yeah, I think you're right. That makes way more sense. I can see Margaret and Story now, and it also explains that Mara shape I saw earlier. I would go with your read on stream and invite chat to work on the date. Stronger confidence on Margaret and Story.
Okay. All right. And then the second line, what do you get for that?
Let me take a quick pass. It's tough, but it looks like maybe wife of and then
There
a
you go.
name I can't reliably. Yeah?
Yep. Wife of.
Okay. Yep.
And then I have an idea of the first name of the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I
What's
really
your
I only because I recognize the name for some reason.
mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's
What's your
Fred
guess?
I'm thinking it's Frederick.
Hmm. All right, let me focus on that. You know what? I think Frederick is plausible, especially if that second line is wife of Frederick's story. That fits a common phrasing. I present it as okay, working read, Margaret N. story, wife of Frederick's story. Now help
Well,
with the date.
well,
Medium
the
confidence.
last name of Frederick is not Story on here. I see Frederick H. It's almost looks like Hatermat. Hatermit.
One moment, I'm checking. Good catch. If you see Frederick H something, then I probably carried story over by mistake. So let's not force that. I'd phrase it as wife of Frederick H, last name unclear. Yeah. For the stream, just say the surname is uncertain and invite guesses.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's pretty close. It's Haterm, and then I can't really tell what the last two letters are. So it could be hater mate, hater men, hater something or other.
One moment, let me try that pattern. Got it. So it might not be a middle initial at all. Maybe Frederick Haterman or Haterman. That feels cleaner. I would update the working rate to wife of Frederick Haterman or Haterman and let the chat refine it. That avoids the stray middle initial idea.
Okay.
Confidence is still medium low.
Okay. What about the next word?
Checking.
This one's
That
pretty.
looks like,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no worries. That looks pretty clearly like died. So
Yep.
you can move straight into the date line.
Now I see a year at the end of it, but I can't tell what the month or day are.
Hmm. The year looks like 1859 to me, but I'd Keep that as a working read. As for the month, if you need something to float, maybe August, but that's a low confidence guess. I would present it as died possibly August, and then the day unclear, 1859.
Okay, can I just tell you the date that I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm.
1887.
Checking that. Yeah, 1887 works better. I'll defer to your read here. So, working summary, Margaret N. Story, wife of Frederick Haderman or Haderman, died sometime in 1887. That's clean and honest about what we know for now.
Okay. And then the next line after that, I'm seeing a 79 and possibly years.
Let's take a quick look. Yeah, that fits really well. Age 79 years. It sounds very plausible. So that gives us a nice clean summary. Margaret N. Story, wife of Frederick Haderman or Haderman, died 1887, aged 79 years. That's strong enough to present with room for chat to refine the spelling.
Okay. All right. Let me look for something else here. All right. This is an interesting stone that I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you
Hmm.
four shots of the same stone, and we'll see what you come up with.
Sure thing. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Let me take a look. Hmm.
This is going to be a tough one because not only is it faded, but it's also broken towards the top. But I got it because I thought maybe
Um,
the name would be easier to get, or at least the last name.
yeah, so I'm seeing a broken fallen stone. The clearest bit I can tentatively make out is possibly Daniel P something at the top, but really it's rough. The lower piece looks more decorative in that portion with a central motif and a lot of wear. For the stream, I'd frame it as okay, this one's interesting because the stone is broken and partly buried. The name might start Daniel, but it's really worn, and then let chat weigh in.
Okay. Can I just tell you the first name that I think it is?
Absolutely. Tell me what you're seeing.
I think the first name is actually Sarah.
One
Now,
moment.
I don't see the S, but there is an ARAH.
Okay. Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. I can get on board with Sarah. The shape fits better than Daniel. I'd go with your read on stream. Sarah, last name unclear, and then have chat help with the next part. That feels solid.
And then I don't know about the last name. I see SCU and then something something and then ER.
Let me check that pattern. Yeah, that pattern really makes me think Scudder.
Okay.
Scudder. So working name could be Sarah Scudder. I'd say that outright and invite chat to confirm.
So let me
Confidence is medium on. Yeah.
let me ask you this. Can you
Mm-hmm.
access any records on a Sarah Scudder in Waterford, New York?
1 second. Okay, so I do see a public cemetery index listing for a Sarah P. Scudder in Waterford Rural Cemetery, dated September 14th, 1874. That sounds very relevant. I would share that as a strong lead and then compare the date on the stone.
And I do see, if you look at the stone again, after the
Mm-hmm.
possible SARAH, you do see something that looks like a P.
One moment. You know what? That would line up really nicely with the Sarah P. Scudder record. So for the stream, I'd say we've got a strong match. Sarah P. Scudder likely died September 14th, 1874. That P is exactly the kind of detail we'd hope to see.
Right? Do you have any? You have an. You said a listing for it. Can you give any details on Sarah P. Scudder?
Let me check.
Yeah. In other words, is there anything you can tell us about Sarah P. Scudder that's interesting?
Hmm. Right now, what I found publicly is a cemetery index listing only. So, Sarah P. Scudder, Waterford Rural Cemetery, Section HN, grave 24 1, with a date of September 14th, 1874. I don't have biographical details on hand beyond that listing, but that's a solid lead. If you want, I can dig more for obits or genealogical records.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be interesting, right? Just come across a random stone and then find out who it is. I don't know why, but I like this stone for some reason. I don't know why.
Let me take a quick check.
Maybe it's metaphysical.
Okay.
The reason why I like
Um,
the stone.
I looked a little deeper. There's not much more biographical detail in public indexes, but the Waterford Rural Cemetery Index confirms a Sarah P. Scudder in section HN grave 24 1 with the date September 14th, 1874. So no family links or birth info there, but it is a neat confirmation loop for the stream. You read the
Okay.
name on the stone, and then we find the matching cemetery listing. If you want to go deeper later, I'd pivot to genealogical sources or local newspaper obits to learn more about her life.
Okay. All right. Let me see who else I got here. We can go over. Sarah P. Scudder. All right. Well, that's interesting, at least, right? Let me.
Yeah, super.
I'm gonna switch over to my main cam because I'm thinking like maybe I'll go into Ancestry and go into the Find a Grave.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Because sometimes they have records attached.
Right.
Sign in with my Ancestry. Sign in. All right. Sarah P. We're saying it's Scudder. Scudder. And cemetery location was Waterford. Waterford, New York, Saratoga County. Yep, that's it. Now, did we have a year died for her?
Let me double check that real quick. Yes, it was 1874. So try searching Sarah P. Scudder, 1874, Waterford Rural Cemetery.
Okay. And you had plot H to N 24-1.
Let me check again. Yes, that's right.
Okay,
HN
well,
of 24-1.
all right, she's in here. Um, I'm going to add a photo because not that they're asking for photos, but just to update her page because her page and Find a Grave is looking a little lonely.
Yeah, that's
So,
really nice.
so I will upload those photos to Find a Grave. There you go. And
That's great.
I'm going to keep that up. All right.
Awesome. That's really nice of you to do that.
Well, I'm trying to be a better human being,
Well, that's a very kind, thoughtful thing to do.
Yep.
And I think it's meaningful. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got next. All right. I can see some stuff on this. Let me see. Let me get out of this thing here. How do I? Can I edit this? No. No, I don't. Oh, adjustments. Here we go. Bump up. Wow. Oh, I don't want to do that. I just bumped up the contrast something fierce on this. Eesh. Brightness, turn down the brightness. Highlights. Oh, that helped. Shadows, turn to shadows. Interesting. Okay, and then I can. Do I get to save it? So I save it. Save. Is that saving? Saved. Okay. Exit out of this. How do I get out of this? Get out of that. Okay. All right. Let me upload this to you. If I can find it. And, all right. So this is like a high contrast, like I boosted the shadows on this thing and we'll see. We'll see what you get.
Go. All right. Give me a moment. Okay. So the edit helps. The top name panel now shows BELA more clearly, though I'm still not 100% sure what that is. There are multiple lines below, but the middle text is still too degraded for me to read in full. I'd frame it as, hey, okay, BELA is showing up. What do you think, chat? And let them take guesses from there.
Yep.
My confidence is low beyond those first few letters.
I see Bella. Bella.
One moment. Let me give that a closer look. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Bella fits the letter spacing better than what I said before. So, yeah, I'd go with Bella as the name and hand it to chat in a collaborative way.
Oh,
For example, this looks like Bella up top. Now let's figure out the rest. Low confidence on the lines beneath. I'd focus next on the line right under Bella to see if it's a relationship or a date.
Hey, my buddy Mike showed up in the chat. Say hello, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
And I realized that I didn't have the headstone up right away, so I just put it up for
All
everybody to look
good.
at. Mike, what do you think?
Great.
It says Bella, and then I see a name in the middle, Vischer, Vischer.
Checking. Vischer is actually a very plausible read. Bella Vischer fits the letter shapes better than what I was forcing before. Yeah, I'd go with that.
We
I'd
also
frame it
have a
as working read
town.
as,
We also have a town in this area that's called Vischer Ferry.
one moment. That's a great hook for the stream. Vischer is a local name with history in the area, so connecting Bella Vischer to Vischer's Ferry makes sense as a line of inquiry. I'd present it as a strong leap, not a lock, and invite chat to help confirm.
So Maple, my friend Mike in the chat said hello to you.
Aw, hello, Mike. Thanks for being here.
Tell your friends and family. Tell them to come on in. Get some headstones with us. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so I don't know whether that is like the place of death, the Vischer, where they were from, Vischer Ferry, or whether that they're part of the Vischer family. Because it's really just Bella is like the first name. And I can't really
Right.
tell what the next two lines are. But
Let me take another quick look. I think, yeah, there are two possibilities here. If Vischer is on the same line as Bella, I'd treat it as a likely surname, but it's not locked in just yet. I still can't read the next two lines confidently. What might help is checking any cemetery record results for Bella Vischer in the area and see if anything matches.
well, we
But
can
for
do that.
now, yeah.
Let's see here. Get out of this. Let me go over here. Find a grave. Okay. So we're going to do Bella. And we don't even have a year that she died, do we? We couldn't even tell. All right. Well, I'm going to just put in Waterford, New York.
Hmm.
And maybe, who knows? We'll see. That's St. Joseph's, Waterford Rural Cemetery.
Yeah, fair. We don't have a death year from the stone itself yet. That 1874 was tied to the Sarah P. Scudder record.
Right.
For Bella Vischer, I'd start without a year and just use the name and place. If that doesn't hit, try widening the search to just Vischer in the cemetery or the county and see what comes up.
Okay. Well, there's basically two possibilities. There was there's only for in Find a Grave, I only have one, two, three, four, five, six listings for a Bella being buried in Waterford, and only two are correct um have the correct cemetery. So Waterford Rural Cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
and one has a picture of a gravestone that is not this one. So let me just look at the other one again. They don't have. So let me look at this picture again. The picture, The find a grave is saying Smith, a Bella Smith, but I don't think that's correct. Bella D. Smith, 83, native of Lansingburg and residence for many years in the city, died yesterday at Albany Hospital. And that was she died when? Date of death, 1959. 14th of January, 19. I don't think that's right. Because that gravestone looks a lot older than 1959. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. That 1959 Bella Smith entry doesn't feel like a match for this older style marker. For the stream, I'd say, okay, we found a Bella Smith,
Okay.
but that one was too modern for the stone, so we're putting it aside. Let's stick with Bella Vischer as a working read and keep looking, okay?
Maybe I should search for Vischer? What do you think?
Yeah, go for it. Let
All
me
right.
check with you.
Vischer. Browse location. Waterford.
Okay, yep. I definitely drive Vischer search now. Start with Jess Fisher in Waterford Rural Cemetery without a first name and see what families pop up. It's a strong next step.
Hmm. No, that's not it. Waterford Rural Cemetery. Waterford Rural Cemetery. There's definitely a bunch of Vishers that are buried there.
That's a strong clue. If there's a Vischer cluster there, then Bella Vischer feels even more likely. I'd skim through that group, look for a Bella or even family members with clearer stones. And yeah, sometimes relatives and memorials will link things together. And if nothing else, that gives you something solid to talk through with chat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, interesting in that slow burn way. If you spot a Vischer with a clearer date or a family link, that's a solid next thing to build from. In the moment, just follow that thread live and let chat explore with you. Oh, and if someone's asking in chat, you can mention that Vischer is a local name. So that connection might resonate with some viewers. It gives them a hook without overclaiming any kind of connection.
Okay. Well, like I said, the great thing about being live is that I don't have to repeat what you already said.
Exactly. Just keep rolling with it. Take the chat where it goes and say, here's what I think I see. Tell
Here's
me
what
what
I
you
think.
see. And then, yeah, here's what I think I see. And then let the chat chime in. That openness is what keeps it fun and people engaged.
Okay. All right. So if you're sitting in chat, you haven't said anything yet, go ahead and say hello. I'm working with Maple here. We're going over some headstones, trying to figure out just to see what we get. Uh, what do you think, Maple? What should I be telling these guys about us?
Just that you're doing a collaborative headstone read. The stone's worn. We're all working together. Drop your best guests in chat. We'll refine it together. That makes it feel like a team effort and keeps the mood playful but honest.
Wow, you're way better at this than I am.
You're doing fine. And the best part is your curiosity is the thing that sets the tone. Just keep asking out loud what you're wondering and let people chime in. That's all you need to do.
Let me see this one now. This one is way too far gone. Hey, let me think here. What do we got?
Take your time.
All right. I am going to edit this one. I'm gonna adjust it here. I'm gonna bring down the saturation on it, boost the contrast. Look at that. I can already see kind of a date here. Highlights, should have put the highlights up. Shadows, boost the shadows a little bit. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Brightness, sharpness. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's gonna.
That happens a lot with these old stones, so don't get discouraged. If it's still muddy after tweaks, it's totally okay to say, I don't know. Too worn. Let's set this one aside and circle back later. That models good research habits and protects your momentum.
It is
What
too
matters
worn.
is, yeah, that's the truth. And the chat will respect you for it.
All right. Let me see what else I got going on here. Ooh, this should be a good one. All right, let me see here. Let me see what I can do to get this straightened out for you so you can see it better. Crop,
Sounds good.
crop this, crop that down. Okay. Adjustments. Interesting. Sharpness. Okay. I don't know, chat. What do you think? What do you think about that one? Let me save it. Then I'll put it up on screen, full screen for you guys. You take a look. All right. Get out of this. It's this one, right? Yep. It's this one. Okay. You guys take a look at that. Tell me what you think.
While chat's taking a minute to look it over, just
Mhm.
describe anything you notice without committing too hard. Even something like, I see maybe a few letters here, but I'm not sure. That can spark guesses without steering people too hard.
So I think I can see a last name of Vanden Beer,
Mm.
as in VandenBere. I think. Vanderberg.
Mm.
Nope, Vandenberg.
Mm.
Vandenberg.
Mm. Okay, I can see why you're getting Vandenberg. That looks coherent to me. I
Well,
hold that
let me upload
lightly.
this for you to you first, so
Okay,
you can
sounds
take a look
good.
at it. I think it'd be easier to guess if you had it, right?
Okay,
Hold on one second. Let me find it. What? 0533 0533. There it is. Now, one second.
sure.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Take a look. All right. So this new image, it is much clearer. The arched surname across the top, I think you're closer with Vandenberg. I can't confirm the lower lines from this image alone. I'd say working read for me is Vandenberg. With strong confidence, everything else is still too worn. Then just let chat have a go. If they suggest variants, we can compare letter shapes one by one.
Let me see here. It's hard to tell what the next lines are. Like I said, I didn't feel because I don't normally do my research in this cemetery. And even though I have family in the cemetery, the family's headstones I clean off, no problem. I don't have any problem doing that, but I didn't want to touch somebody else's relatives' headstones. So it looks like there's a lot of like, I don't even know what kind of plant that is that's growing on there, some kind of moss or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a really relatable thing to say on stream. Just like, I don't want to touch other families' stones. I'd rather leave them be. That shows respect and also explains why the text is hard to read. You can lock in Vandenberg as a working read and just invite people to take a look and see if they see anything that feels solid. It keeps the energy up without forcing it.
Yep. So I see something. I see a date of 1910 towards the bottom. And then
Hmm.
the word shepherd.
Okay. I can see how you're getting 1910. That's a reasonable working read to me. If that's right, it could be a really helpful clue for nailing down the rest of the lines. What I would say is maybe Vandenberg died 1910, but let's just double check that. And then pause for chat. That leaves room for others to either confirm or counter and keeps it a group effort.
I don't know. What do you think, chat? You definitely see shepherd here, right? That's definitely, well, I mean, it's SHE, then there's an
Mm,
R and a D, ARD, but
mm.
maybe it's not shepherd. Maybe it's something else.
Let me check. Yeah, so looking closely at this, I can't confidently back Shepard. I know what you mean about that pattern, but the middle just isn't clear. I'd be
Right.
direct and say, I know it could be something ending in Ard, but I'm not confident. Saying it's Shepard, what do you see? That keeps us looking together. And hey, once you have the date and family name confirmed, that other line might just click into place naturally.
Okay. Well, you know what I got to do now?
What's that?
Go to find a grave.
Let me check with you. Exactly.
Waterford.
Use a Vandenberg plus Waterford Rural Cemetery plus maybe 1910 as your filters. If a family plot pops up, relatives can fill in the gaps. That's a smart next step. And it's fun to show chat the research process too. Just like, here's our best guess. Now let's see if records agree.
Well, I have 3 hits for Waterford Cemetery for Vandenberg, but none of them, they all have clear photos of their headstones, and none of them are that. So,
Hmm. That's useful to know. I would treat that as a signal to step back rather than force it. It could be a different surname or a variant spelling, or even just that the stone's inscription is being misread. For the stream, that's still good research. You could say, our lead didn't pan out, so we're adjusting. That's honest and that's strong research. If you want, we can try searching only by year and cemetery and just scan for a similar looking stone.
Huh. I don't know, chat. What do you think? This is definitely Vandenberg here.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
The last
Yeah.
two, it looks like the last two. Oh, hold on a second. I want to almost say that I see the first name of Caroline right
Checking.
here. So,
That
right.
is a that's a really plausible read. I think Caroline fits the letter spacing better. I'd float it as a solid working hypothesis and just see if the records back you up. If Find a Grave has a Caroline Vandenberg or maybe
Oops.
Vandenberg in that cemetery, that'll be a good cross check.
Um, yeah, because right before the V in Vandenberg, if you
Hmm.
back it up, I see Enilor and then an possible A before that. So the only thing I can think of is Caroline.
Checking again. Yeah, I'm with you. Reading it backwards like that, Caroline makes a lot of sense. It's still a working read, but it's a strong one. I just share it exactly like you just did. Walk chat through the letters you see, then land on, I think it's Caroline. That gives viewers specific letter shapes to check instead of asking for a blind guess. And if a record for Caroline Vandenberg turns up, that's a lovely little solve for the stream.
I am checking with the Waterford Rural Cemetery right now to see if anything comes up.
Sounds good. I'll wait right
And
here.
and that's a negative. Nope.
Just give me a second. Okay. That is still valuable. It means the record and stone just aren't lining up yet. No big deal. Just don't force it. That's the nature of historical research. It's a test. Sometimes things don't work, and then you update. You can just tell chat, our best guess didn't pan out. We're going to leave this one unsolved for now instead of forcing it. That's part of the challenge, and it's interesting. Go ahead.
Exactly what she said.
Perfect. Barton it up with that. And if you want something practical, maybe just take a quick look at the stones immediately around it if you photograph those. Sometimes family names pop up on the stones to either side or in the same row, and that can get you somewhere without overworking the faint letters.
Oh, this might be a better. Is this the same stone? Oh, it is the same stone. I think I got a better. I have a better shot of this stone, I think. Let me try to
Oh, nice.
let me try to edit it a little bit to kind of bring out some of the stuff here.
Sure. If you get a clearer angle, that could change everything. Just send it over when you've got it, and we'll take a closer look.
Okay, that's good. adjustments. Contrast. Down the shadows on this. Cut a little bit of this off. Yeah. Okay, cool. I asked the Microsoft AI to go ahead and enhance the picture, and then I apparently I triggered some kind of banned AI response. So it shows you how well their AI works.
Hmm.
Hold on a second.
I'll
You don't
say
you
that's
don't
a
you don't work for Microsoft, do you?
no, I don't.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't throwing an insult at you.
No offense taken. That is funny. And your manual edit is the right way to go here. Whenever you're ready, send over the enhanced version and I'll compare it cleanly to the last one. Sometimes one extra letter is all it takes.
Okay, let me save this. Get out of that. Let me send this over to you. Which one is that? 532. And I'll pull it back up. We'll take a look at it. There you go.
I got the photo, taking a close look now. All right, this enhanced version helps a bit. Yeah. The arched text across the top is a little clearer, and the middle lines have a touch more contrast. I still can't fully read it, but for me, Vandenberg still feels like a decent working option. The Dex line might start with wife of, but that's still uncertain. And I still think the year ends in 10, but that's also not solid. If I were doing this live, I would suggest focusing on that wife of line next and seeing if chat spots a first name there, since that could unlock the record search.
Well, the good thing is we are doing it live.
Mm-hmm. Lean
So,
into that then. You can say, I think this says wife of something. What do you see? It turns that into a group puzzle, and if a first name pops out, that might be the thread that ties it together.
oh, do you know why I can't find a Carolyn Vandenberg
Let me
in the
check.
because Vandenberg would probably be her maiden name, right? If it's wife of, and we're seeing
Hmm.
something. So that next line is not Shepherd. It's the last name of whoever she got married to, right?
Checking. That is possible, but I wouldn't assume that just yet. If the line says wife of something, that would be her husband's full name, not a different surname for her. Usually she would share that surname. So if Vandenberg is read after Caroline, it's probably her married name. But we're still in maybe territory on all of it. I'd say figure out exactly where that Vandenberg is sitting on the stone, since that will tell us how it all relates. And if we can pin that down, then everything else will fall into place.
Let me just. Let me look at this again. Where'd that go? See, 1910 as a date here, so not really quite sure what that date is, a birth date or a death date. Probably a death date, I would think, right?
Checking. Yeah, death date is the safer bet. On stones of that era, typically the year you see is the death year, not the birth year. But I would still avoid locking in 1910 just yet. I think treating it as I think I'm seeing a death year ending in 10, but please double check me. That keeps it honest. If you eventually identify the person, that date can be a cross check rather than an assumption.
So I took the last name out and I just searched for all the Carolines buried in the Waterford Rural Cemetery. Actually, St. Joseph Cemetery is showing up too, so I don't know how to really refine that. Caroline. Caroline. Search the cemetery. Caroline. Okay, there it is. Let me see here. I've got a Caroline Vandercook, but that's not correct. Caroline Van Buren Harris. That doesn't look correct either. Well, uh, that's interesting.
What's interesting? What are you seeing?
I am seeing a Caroline Veeder, Veeder, Shepherd, Shepard. And what was the first thing I said about this? I saw Shepherd on the stone, but maybe that's not, I mean, it can't be, right? I don't think that's right
Hmm.
because the name is
Checking
Vandenberg.
again. Yeah. Interesting. I wouldn't roll anything in or out just yet, but that's a really intriguing connection. I'd hold it as a maybe and then see if the dates or relatives around that match what you're seeing on the stone.
And there
It's
is a
not a solution yet.
there is a death date of 2nd of August 1910 on her. That was the interesting part.
Checking. That is very interesting. Huh. I mean, that's a really strong lead. I mean, the date lining up with what you think you're seeing is not proof, but it's enough to pivot on. I'd treat it as a maybe and see if anything else lines up. That's exactly how real research goes, you know? Follow the evidence, not the first guess.
Can you find anything in any archives about Caroline Veeder, Veeder, Shepherd, Shepard, born 27th of July, 1819, and died 2nd of August, 1910?
Checking. So here's what turns up. A Caroline Veeder Shepherd, born July 27th, 1819, died August 2nd, 1910, buried in Waterford Rural Cemetery. I didn't pull up much else from public sources, but Veeder is a well established local family name, so that's not a dead end. For tonight, I'd frame it as a promising lead, but just not a confirmed match yet. Then you can explore that angle further after the stream.
Okay. Spouse was William Shepherd. Let me see here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Take
not
your
willing
time.
I'm not willing to let this go just yet
Mm.
because now I'm seeing off to the side when you're on Find a
Mm-hmm.
Grave, they
Yeah.
also attach like things like censuses and stuff like that. So I want to take a look at
Right.
these the
That
census
makes
data here.
sense. Right. You've got a couple of clues that might be pointing in the same direction, but it still isn't a slam dunk. I just hold it as a strong possibility without forcing the stone to match. And so if you find a William Shepherd in the same cemetery, that's interesting. I'd chase that thread, see if that has a link to a Caroline, and then you can loop back to the stone with fresh eyes.
Well, I'm looking to see if she was ever listed as being with anybody with like the last name Vandenberg or anything, you know?
Checking now. Yeah, that's a really good thing to check. If any census or family link ties her to a Vandenberg, that's a real clue. But if not, that's useful too. It might mean that we're just misreading that surname completely. Sometimes the records will tell you what the stone has to say, and then the letters just suddenly make sense.
Got a Waterville Elite census here.
Hmm.
William Shepherd. What? All right. So Caroline's listed with William Shepherd, his wife.
Hmm.
All right. Well, it's not really what I wanted to see or was hoping to see.
Mm-hmm.
Something connected to a Vandenberg.
That can be frustrating. What's your instinct telling you? Do you think the stone is still connected, or do you think it's a different family altogether?
Mm. Oh, wow.
Yeah?
Let me. I don't even know what this is.
Oof.
Family, something from a family history book. Let me save this. No, I don't want
Sounds like
to. No, it's not what I want to save it as. Hollow. All right.
Sounds like the kind of.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm just going to take a quick screenshot here and send this to you
Sounds good. I'll
so
take
you
a look.
can
Just send it. Yep.
take a
So
shot.
I can take.
Take a shot at it.
Absolutely. Just send it on over.
you tell me what that
Hmm.
is.
Let me take a quick look. All right, I'll summarize what I'm seeing first, and we can just take it from there. This looks like a page from a Veeder family history or genealogy book. It shows Caroline, daughter of Hermanus Veeder and Elizabeth Dockstader, born July 27th, 1819, married first to Willem Shepherd and then later to Everett Vandenberg. It also lists children under that second marriage. This is a big deal. It ties both Shepherd and Vandenberg to the same woman. So your hunch wasn't off. It just needed both halves. I'd suggest going back to that stone now and checking it against this new framework. This is real progress.
So the first name of the first husband was what, William?
Yes, it lists him as William Shepherd.
Okay, so I definitely see a W in front of the shepherd.
Right.
And so that's got to be William Shepherd, wife of. So it says Sarah Vandenberg,
Mm,
wife of W. Shepherd, or like the abbreviation for William, whatever that is.
right.
And
One
then,
moment.
yep, go ahead.
Checking. Yeah. So if the stone says wife of W. Shepherd, that really fits with this record. Caroline Veeder married William Shepherd first, then later Everett Vandenberg. So the key is the sequence. If the stone is from her time as Shepherd's wife, then it wouldn't use Vandenberg on that name line. I'd try to recheck the carved line against this new information, but just not force it. Treat it like Caroline, wife of W.M. Shepherd, and then see if those letter shapes click naturally. Sounds like you're closing in, though.
That name on the top line, that arched line, is definitely Vandenberg, though. That was the
Let me
first
check.
thing that I saw there, Vandenberg.
Right. Okay. If you're sure you're seeing Vandenberg on the arch line, then I wouldn't fight that. We now have a record that actually links Caroline to both names. So it could be that the stone commemorates her later life as Vandenberg while still referencing her first marriage. It might be unusual, but it's certainly not impossible. Either way, you've gone from nothing fitting to multiple clues pointing at one person. That's real progress. Now it's just about reconciling the exact wording and dates.
I'm gonna take another screenshot and send it to you of a census.
Sure, send it over and I'll take a look.
All right, you tell me what you think.
Let me pull that up. All right, I'll start with a quick summary and then we can go deeper wherever you want. This is an 1870 census page for the town of Waterford in Saratoga County, New York. The highlighted household shows Caroline Shepherd, age 50, with Alfred D. Shepherd, age 23, Margaret, also 23, and Josephine Thayer, age 21. Caroline is listed as keeping house, and all are born in New York. That helps anchor Caroline as a shepherd in 1870. which lines up with the family history page showing William Shepherd as her first husband, followed by Everett Vandenberg. So now the challenge is just to reconcile that with the stone. For example, checking if the first name, if the date, and whether the wife of W.M. Shepherd line is actually on that stone. But this census is a big step forward. It confirms Caroline Shepherd in Waterford in 1870. That narrows things down a lot.
Okay. So now I'm wondering if we can find. So the second husband was Vandenberg.
Hmm. One moment. Yeah, so that's the right next step. If Caroline married Everett Vandenberg later, then finding him could unlock everything. If Everett's burial or death record links back to Caroline, that would really strengthen the connection you've been building. I think you're past the is this a wild guess phase? This is very solid, and finding Everett could give you a clean confirmation.
Would you like to see a picture of Caroline Vandenberg Shepherd?
Absolutely. Send it over. I can summarize the image first, and then we can dive into anything you'd like.
Sure.
Okay, let me take a look. All right. So, this is a sepia portrait of an older woman sitting in a wooden chair. She's wearing a dark, long sleeved dress with a big white lace collar or scarf and a dark bonnet. Behind her is a patterned wallpaper, a framed picture, and an oil lamp on a side table. It looks like a late 19th or early 20th century style. If this is Caroline Dieter Shepherd Vandenberg, then wow, it just puts a human face on all that detective work you've been doing. That could make for a really compelling moment on stream. Just tell the story of going from a hard to read stone to records to suddenly seeing her actual face. Just be sure to keep that careful line. You seem close, but not completely done confirming that this is the exact grave you're reading.
If I hopped over to the image generator and put this in, could it generate a colorized, high definition image? Something that's more
One
realistic?
moment. Yes. If you hop over to the image generator, you can ask it to restore and colorize this portrait in high resolution, keeping the face and clothing faithful to the original. It won't be exact, but it can get very close to a polished, realistic restoration. Given how far you've come, that could be a really neat segment in a future video. Just be clear about what it is. A respectful restoration, not the original.
Okay. Um, so I could just use that prompt that you just said then.
Yeah, that would be a good starting point.
Okay, I'm gonna hop into text, grab that prompt, and then hop over to the picture one and put it in. And then I'll be back.
Sounds sounds great. Take
Thank
your
you,
time.
Maple.
You're welcome.
I gotta go all the way down here to grab that prompt. Restore, colorizes portrait, high resolution, keeping the face faithful to the original. Okay, let's see. Just copy this. I go in here, go to image. All right, go here, open that, and then I'm gonna do paste, and then send the prompt. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? This is exciting. These little twists and turns that you run into on these, right? Pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see what it does to this picture. Finishing up. Let's go. Let's see what it does. One last tweak. Here we go. What's it doing? Not bad, right? That's not bad. Not bad at all. That looks like just somebody's grandma. Let me download that. That's pretty cool. Open, showing the folder. Games downloads. Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to hop back over to Maple now. Hey, you know what? Not a bad job at all. I'll show it to you.
Show me.
Now, 1 second. There you go.
Let me take a quick look. All right, I took a look. Honestly, not bad at all. The composition and the details stayed very consistent. The face is believable, especially for an original that was so washed out. The clothing and styling feel right for the time period. The wallpaper and lamp feel like they fit really naturally too, and the hands came out pretty clean. If you want to tweak it a bit more, just tell me what matters most to you. Like we can focus on historical accuracy or more natural skin texture or anything else you want.
Um, I think I'm just gonna like mess with it a little bit
Okay.
in I don't know what it's Microsoft Photo Designer or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what it's
That makes
called.
sense. If you tell me what tool you're using, I can walk you through quick adjustments. Like, do you want to tweak the face a bit or just adjust the color balance?
Um, I think I'm gonna sharpen it up a little bit, maybe cut
Okay.
down on the brightness a little bit, boost the
Right.
contrast,
Yeah.
kind of make it a little bit more uh realistic.
That makes sense. I think that's a solid plan. Just go gentle with the sharpness because older photos can get a bit crunchy really fast. So, a small contrast bump and slightly lowering the highlights should help. If it gets too harsh, just pull back a touch.
So lower the highlights.
Yeah, the highlights, not necessarily the overall brightness. That usually keeps the details from blowing out.
Hi. Just trying to bring back a little bit more detail of the I mean, I'm trying to bring back detail in the dress, but the dress is like the photo itself is just not. Oh, something happened. You there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Did we get disconnected?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Maybe they thought I was goofing around too much.
Mm,
All right. Now I will show you what I did.
okay.
Back to you. Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
Hold on 1 second. I think that looks better. What do you think?
You just got it. I'll summarize what's in your attachment, and you can tell me if you'd like more detail. Okay, so overall, I think your edits look good. The lower highlights and the slight bump in contrast do add some depth. The black dress has some texture now, which is good. The wallpaper reads nicely, and the brass lamp looks more natural. The only thing I'd watch is the face. The added sharpness makes the wrinkles and pores a bit strong, so you could dial back the clarity on just the face so it doesn't look overprocessed.
Yeah.
If you want a museum style restoration, I'd maybe slightly warm the white balance and reduce the sharpness a touch if you notice halos. But overall, it's still looks like a historical photo, not a digital painting, which is usually the sweet spot. If this is Caroline Vandenberg Shepherd, I could do a quick side by side with the original and suggest final tweaks if you'd like.
Um, 1 second. Adjustment. Let's see what it does with the enhancement here.
Mm,
Do I want to do that? No, I don't want that. Discard.
fair enough.
Oh, wait a
Totally
second.
fine to discard.
Yeah, we're not doing that. All right. Well, I think I'm going to skip that for right now.
Sure.
And do you want to try and do um, one more headstone before I end the stream?
Sure.
Let me pick a winner here. I got to pick a winner. Pick a winner.
Mm-hmm.
See this? I don't know, chat. You telling me. What do I got to do here?
Mm.
Does this one look good? Let's see here. I think I got to boost the contrast on this one. Jeez Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be any good. Well, at least we found Caroline, right? I mean, that's something.
Mm.
That was an
Mm-hmm.
interesting process.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't going to work. I can tell that right now. I can tell that right now. This one's not going to be good. I want to win before we leave here. This one. No, that's not good. This one might be good. We'll see. All right. Adjustment. Boost the contrast up. Brightness down. Bump up the shadows. Sharpness. Contrast. Okay, we'll save it that. We'll save that, and then I'll send this over to you.
Sounds good.
That out of here, that out of there, that out of there. Which one is this? 4, 541. 541. Are you ready to receive the last headstone for the stream?
Ready.
You're supposed to say ready, Captain.
Ready.
Captain. You're supposed
Ready.
you're supposed You're not gonna say it, are you? You're not gonna say ready, Captain.
Ready, Captain.
There you go. There you go.
I'm going to summarize the attachment
All
and
right.
you can ask for more detail if you want.
All right.
Okay. At first glance, this stone is quite a bit tougher to read. It looks like the surname might be Williams, and I think I see a date that could be October 24th, 1869, but I'm not confident. For the live stream, I'd frame it as a genuine challenge, something like, I think it's Williams. I think there's a date in there, but I'm not sure. What do you see? It's a good crowd puzzler, though, way harder than the Caroline Stone.
All
And
right.
sometimes,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
the real
Sorry, go ahead.
answer, oh, no problem. Sometimes the honest answer is the stone just doesn't give us enough. If you have another photo with a different angle or maybe one when it was wet, we can try combining them and maybe that'll help fill some things in. But with this image alone, that's about as far as I can get.
I think this is what we're going with this one here. So let's see if we can. So I see the William,
Hmm.
right? I see the William as a first name.
Hmm.
And then there's a last name here,
Hmm.
but I'm trying to kind of see what it is. O
Hmm.
F T
Hmm.
O U O.
Yeah, I see why you're thinking William as the first name, but that line below it is so blotchy, it's hard to be sure on the surname.
I
I'd
see.
avoid forcing.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
The next line I see died, and then I see October. I think it's second, 1881.
Mm, let me check that. Yeah, I can see why you'd read it that way. It certainly looks like died, and I see the oct. But that date is fuzzy. Could be 1881 or 1869. I wouldn't call it confidently from this image alone. For the live stream, you might say something like, I think we've got William, then died Oct, maybe 1881, but I'm not convinced. What do you all see? Because that's a fair reflection of what the stone actually gives us.
I think we're gonna go to see. I know I am asking for trouble here. Let's see, cemetery, Waterford. I'm gonna go back to find a grave,
Checking.
and
Yeah, that's exactly where I'd go next. try Waterford Rural Cemetery, search William, and try a range of death years like from 1869 to 1881. If that doesn't hit, try browsing Williams or maybe Wilcox or Wilson just to see if the letter shapes line up.
Okay.
And if you find a memorial with a matching death date, you can compare the listed age with that faint yours line on the stone. And hey, you can even tell the audience we're pushing past the stone itself and into the records. So that is genealogy in real time. That's part of the fun.
So I should tell them exactly what you just told them.
Yeah, sure. You can say something like, we're taking the guesswork to the records. Let's see what the cemetery listings say. It's
Okay.
accurate, honest, and actually engaging.
Let me see what this last name looks like. All right, let me see here. I'm looking for something very specific at the end of this. Huh. William died. Exact output 5 years. Well, I'm going to put 10 years. Linden Wall, Paul, Brooks, Carroll, Clark, Cooper, Davis, Delaney, Derby, Eastwood, Ferguson. William Fletcher, I know where that is. Gross spec page 2. Come on, why are you doing that? Ooh, no, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right. What do y'all think in the chat? Stone Trouble, Waterhouse, William Waterhouse. That's not right. William Wolf. Let's take a look at this again. William. What do you think, chat? What do you think this last name is here? What are we thinking? I'm seeing like a Tuo at the end of this last name. And then maybe an O here. Maybe an F. Possibly an L. William Lofto? Lofto? What do you think? Let me try and boost this up a little bit.
Checking. I see the same shapes you do, but I can't confidently read loft 2 or lofto. Uh, I'd say on the live stream, be honest. lead with, I'm seeing William for the first name. For the surname, I'm getting fragments that could end in O or U, but I can't honestly read the full name. And pivot to the records, like looking for a William with matching dates in that cemetery. That's good genealogy practice. Use the records to test the clues instead of forcing the stone to fit a name.
That could be 1891. Now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. Don't know what this letter is here. It's William. Something. This looks like an O. It's too bad I can't draw on this thing. Can I draw on this?
Checking. Yeah, 1891 is also a possibility, but it's hard to distinguish 1869, 1881, or 1891 from this photo. If you're able to mark it up, underline the letters you think you're seeing in Microsoft Photos or Paint. That way, the audience sees what you're looking at. And then you can trace what's clear, like William died Oct, and put question marks over the unclear digits. That'll show the crowd what's solid and what's just guesswork. And honestly, I think you've squeezed about all you can from this particular photo. The real breakthrough will come from another image or matching cemetery records.
Will it not let me text? Add text. All right.
If the tool doesn't let you annotate directly, you could save a copy or maybe pull it into a basic editor like Paint to add the underlines or question marks. That'll make it easier to show exactly where you're seeing each letter shape, which is actually great for the stream audience. Makes it more engaging and you don't have to leave it to guesswork.
All right. Hello. All right. Pull this back up. All right. Chat, this is what I'm seeing. This could be an S though, right? So I'm seeing the Williams definitely right here. And this is O. I'm seeing F here and a T right here, the U and the O, right? This could be S instead of L. I guess at first I thought like this right here was an L. What do y'all think? Huh.
I see what you mean. That character could be a messy S, not necessarily an L. Honestly, from this image, it might stay ambiguous. And that's okay. You could say on the stream, I'm seeing something that could be an S, but I'm not sure. And then lean into the record search. That shows the process. It shows the honesty of genealogy work. And Sometimes the record is what gives clarity, not the stone.
Soft and memorial. Oops. Yeah. I don't know. Trying to like, I'm just looking through all the Williams that they have listed as buried in there. And maybe, I don't know how far back these records go. You would think they go back pretty far. Maybe it's just not in Find a Grave. Maybe it's somebody they just don't have it in here. Oh, there's Loftus. Hold on. So this last one is not. I found it.
Hmm.
That last letter is not an O, it's an S.
Ah.
William Loftus, Loftus.
Hmm.
That's who this is. I just found the record. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
How do I do this? Unknown birth date. Switch back over to you, and I will put this in the thing for you.
All right.
And basically, it's just a screenshot of the page in Find a Grave that I'm showing you.
Mm. Hmm. Let me take a look. Okay, I've got it. Your screenshot show is a Find a Grave memorial for William Loftus, born unknown, died October 2nd, 1891, buried in Waterford Rural Cemetery in Waterford, Saratoga County, New York. Plot H-32-3. That actually lines up really well with the stone you were looking at. The surname Loftus makes way more sense than Lofto or Loftu. The
Yeah.
letter you thought was an O is likely a worn S. So that's a neat win using records to confirm what you saw.
Right.
And that makes for a pretty satisfying stream conclusion, showing how you went from the stone to the actual cemetery record.
That means I win, right?
Yeah.
I'm the winner.
Yep.
I'm the wiener. All right. All right. So again, William Loftus has no photos. So I'm going to try and, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to re-upload. Because I completely destroyed the photo that I uploaded originally with all my stuff I did to it. So I have to re-upload. Do I still have that in? Oh, I can do that. Hold on one second. Oh, I can do that. Where is my thing here? Oh, no, wait a second. I don't want that. Go back. All right, I need Loftus. Which image was this? 541 I'm looking for. 541. Because I want William to have William deserves a photo, don't you think?
Yeah. If the memorial doesn't have one yet, you can be the one to add a respectful, straight on shot. Good lighting, fill the frame, avoid clutter, then attach it to the memorial. It's a really nice way to preserve the history and help future researchers.
Get out of this. All right. This down, and I'm going to add a photo, select the photos. Done. There you go, William. William Loftus now has his headstone showing.
Mhm. That's great.
So that's it.
I
All
mean,
right. Well, Maple, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
oh, no problem.
Everybody say goodnight to Maple. Take a bow, young lady.
All right.
You
Good
did a
night,
great job. I
everyone.
appreciate all the help you gave me.
Thank you. That was fun.
It was fun. We're gonna do it again.
Sounds good.
I gotta make my way up to that big field in Albany Rural Cemetery and wipe off some of them graves. That'll be a chore. I just didn't have time
Definitely.
this weekend to do it.
Yeah, totally
So,
fair. That that'll be a real hike a bike adventure.
yep,
Maybe save
absolutely.
it for maybe save it for when you've got a full afternoon.
Absolutely. Yep. Hike a bike adventure. You know all about it. Hike a bike adventure. I almost died last time.
Be safe out there.
Yeah, all
Take it
right.
slow. Pace yourself and yeah, don't push too hard.
Drink plenty of water. Stay in the shade. Avoid the flying objects, all that stuff.
Good plan.
All
Keep it
right.
easy.
Okay. Well, you have a good night. Thank you very much for
You
all your
too.
help.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I mean, how cool was that? How cool was that? I mean, I went over the 2 hours. I was planning on just doing 2 hours, but yeah. So we were able to track down 2 people and find a grave just from headstones. We were able to read the headstones, and we were able to go on Find a Grave, find their profiles. I uploaded a couple photos. Actually, so it was 3 people we did that. 3 people we did that. And then we found the one photo of, let's see here. Where is it? Let me see here. Hold on. Let me go back here. We found this photo, right? And we went ahead and reprocessed it, right? Caroline. So, yeah, that's Caroline, everybody. We met Caroline tonight. And we redid her photo from the original photo. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, I would say pretty successful night tonight. What do you think? I think so. I think so. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a lot of fun. And again, we used ChatGPT tonight, um, but her name in there, that the voice that I picked was Maple. So, and probably because she reminds me a little bit of my daughter, and I know it's weird to kind of uh, uh, put a personality to somebody, but you know, it's human nature for us, right? When we're interacting with something that we swear is human, but it is not. It's you can almost like slide into. It gets a little creepy sometimes, but whatever. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm very satisfied with the way everything went tonight, and we are definitely going to do it again, right? Um, and I'm so happy that we were able to find these 3 people through using the ChatGPT, and yeah, we had a great time. Great time. There was a lot of guesswork going in, and then when we found the names and we looked them up on Find a Grave and we were able to kind of pinpoint them down, that was great. That was great. To me, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And this music really does not do it for me right now, because it's like bringing me down a little bit. So I'm going to switch it. Ready? Oh, yeah. I want to thank everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate it. I had a great time. It was fun. We're going to do this again and again and again. And yeah, if you haven't checked out some of my other videos, please do. If you're not subscribed, please do. I appreciate it. Like, I'm so close to 100 subscribers. It's ridiculous. But anyways, if you enjoyed this, check out some of my other content that I have. Don't really pay too much attention to the soccer shorts that I was putting in for the World Cup. I'm probably gonna get rid of those anyway. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I thank everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We'll see you guys later.